Okay, so we just pulled up to the house and we have someone here to do an energy audit, just basically to tell us how efficient our house is not, so we can get a grant or a loan from the government of Canada through Greener Homes. So basically he'll tell us what we need to do in order to get it and how much we can get, I think. So we will see how it goes. Okay, so during the energy audit, basically what happened is he set up this giant fan in our back door, and it either drew the air in or out of the house to basically determine where all of the gaps are and figure out how we can make our house more efficient. So he basically told us that we are losing, hi Eldrick, we're losing a lot of heat through our cellar door. It's not insulated, it's literally just like sheet of metal over the door. So that's basically a gaping hole to the outside during the winter. And you know, this dog is distracting me, I'm sorry. The cellar door, and then he also said inside the walls, and we have 2 chimneys in the house that are not functioning at all right now. And that's, again, 2 more holes to the outside. So those are definitely things that we're going to have to look at. Okay, so we actually got our audit right away, which is awesome. Like same day results. And this first chart here, it goes over how our energy is being used right now. And then it tells you basically how energy efficient renovations or replacements can be made. So the very first thing it tells us here is that we are spending 85% of our energy on space heating, which we knew. The lady who lived here said it costs $1,500 a month to heat with propane, and that checks out. We're spending 6% water heating, 4% lights and appliances, and then other electrical. So if we move on to the next chart here, what this goes over is where our home is losing the most heat. And again, not a shocker, but 44% of our heat is being lost through air leakage and ventilation. And then 23% through the main walls, 12% windows, basement foundation, attic ceiling, you know, everything that we knew. But here's the thing that I found pretty funny. It says, compared to a typical new house, your house uses 215.5% more energy, which is insane. I mean, we knew it was bad. We didn't know how bad, so that's pretty funny. This next little chart here just gives us a visual of how bad the house actually is. So it says a typical new house uses 84 kilojoules a year, which 1 kilojoule equals about 2 barbecue propane tanks. So it uses about 84 of those, which doesn't seem that bad. But then you look at our house, and our house uses 265 gigajoules a year. So we are almost topping that chart at uses the most energy possible. However, what is nice about this is that it gives you next steps. So review our action plan, and it gives us a roadmap here to efficiency. So it says we should insulate our main walls, our foundation, our attic, upgrade our heating system, which honestly we're not going to do. We have propane because there are no gas lines that go out to our house, and we don't really have any other way to heat our house. So we're sticking with that. It says we're also eligible for financial incentives. So basically we take, after this audit is finished, which it is, we can go and apply for that Greener Homes loan, and they will let us know how much money we can get to actually complete our project, which is fantastic. But basically it says that by completing all of these upgrades that they recommend, you are helping to fight climate change and can reduce your emissions by 11.9 tons per year. So I mean, it's pretty exciting. There is, I will say this 1,000 million times, there's a lot of work to do, but that's okay. We're going to get it done. And like the guy said, you will see a huge change in numbers when I come back after your renovations are done. So it's super exciting. We just have to get there. In other news, we actually started demo this week. Yay! I mean, nothing big. We really just wanted to start taking off the trim because we are going to try and find a way to remove all of the thousands of layers of paint from the trim and restore them to their original hardwood. We actually put them through a planer the other day, and we think that the trim is fir, so we'll see what we can do with that. And in the kitchen, there is wainscoting, which we've determined is pine. So very exciting stuff. Something else that we were looking forward to doing after this audit is actually putting some holes in the walls, because we know it's left in plaster, but we did not know. Our original plan was to remove all of the plaster from the exterior walls and then insulate with spray foam, like reframe and then spray foam. However, we did a little bit of dinging around, and after smashing a couple holes in the kitchen wall, there's no laft. It's just plaster right to the bricks, about an inch thick, inch and a half. And I don't know, it might not be worth it to actually remove that from the exterior walls since there's actually nothing there. We will see, because like we can just pull out the electrical and then we will do the framing on the outside of the wall or the plaster, since we're only going to lose about an inch. Like, is it worth it? It might be worth it to not have to do all that extra work, but we will see. Anyway, we basically just started in the dining room, ripping off all of the trim, ripping off the wainscoting. I went around, removed all of the electrical plates, and started to remove the doors from the hinges, because take a look at these hinges. Actually, they're super cool. They're original to the house, which is amazing. And they're in really good condition in some places in the house, and then in other places they're painted over, which sucks, so we'll have to strip some. But if you know of anywhere where you can source these antique hinges and the knobs and the door plates, please let me know, because that's something that I'm looking for actively, and I'm not really sure where to get these things. Because a lot of the doors in the house, although the doors themselves are original, the doorknobs and plates were removed and replaced with modern things, which honestly doesn't fit the vibe. So if you know, comment below, let me know where I can get these things and help us on our journey. So we actually made a lot of progress. We were only here for about 2 hours yesterday, but check in to see our results when we remove all of the trim from the entire house over the next week. If you like what you saw today and you're interested in seeing more, please like and subscribe to keep up with our red brick restoration.